Hi and welcome to this video in which we're going to learn how to use bij in Dutch. You may already have seen this word, so I thought, well, let's look at a translator. Let's take a look at my favorite translator and find out what bij means in Dutch. And what I found was, what does bij mean? At, in, with, to, on, by, for, when, of, from, near, during, into, if, about, but there were also some other translations. So where do you start to use bij? Because obviously you can use it for anything apparently. Well, no. Let's take a look at a few examples to understand better what bij is and how to use it. For example, ik ben bij een vriend. What does that mean? Well, it's not easy to translate in English. It means I am with a friend, or I am at a friend's house with him, or it means I'm near, I'm close to a friend. For example, when you're calling someone, you're saying, oh, where are you? Well, I'm with a friend, or I'm at a friend. All right? So there you already have 4 or 5 translations, just to translate ik ben bij een vriend. Another example. Bij problemen moet je ingrijpen. What does that mean? If you have any problems, you have to do something, you have to take actions. But bij problemen, how do you translate bij problemen? Well, in case of problems, if you are experiencing problems, with problems, so there you already have 3 translations again for translating bij. And let's take another example. Blijf binnen bij onweer. Stay inside when there is a thunderstorm. And how do you translate bij? Well, how do you stay inside in a thunderstorm, or during a thunderstorm, or when there's a thunderstorm? So you again have 3 translations. And let's take another classical example to define bij. Ze werkt bij Audi. She works at Audi, which is a car producer, brand of cars. She works at Audi, or she works with Audi, or she is working in the company of Audi, and there again you already have 3 translations. So what do we learn from these examples? Well, bij is a preposition. It can be used as a preposition with a noun. And what does it actually mean? Well, it means a lot of things, but it's more of a notion rather than a direct translation. And what is the notion? Well, it means being physically close to, being in the vicinity of, being near, like at, in, during, near, with, and others. It means that you're close to something. So it's not easy to directly translate it. And this especially if you're talking about names of people, or simply people, or names like working at a brand. A brand is a name, so you would usually use bij. If you're with a friend, well, that's a person, so then you would use bij. So that's the most important to remember. And also it has sometimes a connotation of conditionality. If there are thunderstorms, then stay inside, or go into a car or anything. In the case of, but not always. For example, I'm with a friend or I'm at a friend's place. That's nothing to do with conditionality. All right. So that being said, bij can also be used with verbs as a fixed preposition. Luckily, there aren't that many verbs that use bij as a fixed preposition. For example, dit past bij mij. When you're in a dressing room, you're trying on new clothes, and then you say, this fits me, or this is fitting for me. And there again, you have another translation, for me. So passen bij means that it fits, like it has the right color, or it's the right size, or it fits your personality. Ze zweert bij Audi. She swears by Audi. She always buys Audi cars. A little note, Audi didn't sponsor this video or anything. This is just to give an example of a brand, right? And what do these examples learn? Well, again, this is something to do with being close to. This fits with me, so when you put something on or when it's close to you, then there's a result. And she swears by Audi, well, she takes Audi close to her heart for any reason. So again, there you have again 3 different translations, and that's why it's rather difficult to literally translate, because there are so many translations in English to give the notion of saying something is close. You may also see bij in words, as for an example, bijvoorbeeld means for example. And there another translation of bijvoorbeeld. You put an example close to you, well, bijvoorbeeld. And then one last but very important remark is that de bij is also a noun. And that is a bij. And that means a bee. So bij is also a noun, just to complicate it a little more. All right, so remember, bij is more a notion of being physically close. All right, this question was asked by my person on this channel, Taal and Ted. Thank you for asking this question. If you have any questions about Dutch words or anything, any Dutch words or any trouble, feel free to post it in the comments, and maybe the next video will be about that problem or issue in Dutch. Tot ziens!